Hey guys, it is Sunday here in West Virginia, and this is our first unofficial weekend of summer, I guess I would say, Memorial Day weekend. So it's a long weekend. Some of us have to work, some of us don't. But yeah, if you're a government employee, you definitely have tomorrow off, so you get a long weekend. At least most government employees, I would have to say. But anyways, I wanted to do a bonus video for the weekend and also show you guys the new setup I have here for the Lowriders. I finally found a table that was large enough to accommodate all of my display cases, which is only two Hot Wheels 50 car cases, which are honestly only 48 car cases, and a couple of other small 8 car cases to house all of my lowriders. And have them all in one place. And I also got another Fineworks Impala that I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. But here's the setup. As you can see, the table starts there, and we have the two 8-car cases there with the Rivieras. And then the second case has two 69 Rivs, some 70 Montes, an Eldorado, and a 77 Monte. Now the Hot Wheel case, this one here has all Impalas, my 61s and the 63s and 64s. And you can see there's one blank spot there. That is reserved for that guy there that we're going to take a closer look at in a moment. And then over here is the other case, and it has all of the other stuff like 59 Chevys, Monte Carlos, Cadillacs, S10s, custom wagons, and my G-bodies. Then up here, there is the lighted display case that has some of my Slam dualies with the custom wheels on them. Then over here are some of the single cab ones. Actually, that's all of the single cab ones I have at the moment. And a square body, an S10, and a cat eye on gold Daytons. So yeah, this is how I wanted to get it set up. That way, everything is going to be in one shot. So it worked out pretty good. The table's not that wide either. It's 18 inches, which is perfect. And I did have 3 of these 8-car cases full, but what I just did the 2 here, and then I have the trucks in one, but the one empty one there did have these 8 lowriders. That starts with that 64, the Chevelle, the 353 Chevys, an Auto World 62, and a Johnny Lightning, I think it's a 78 or 9, Monty, and then the gold Muscle Machines wagon. The reason I did that is so, I don't know, it's just a little bit more uniform. I don't want to have too many of these cases stacked on top of one another, because it's a little bit shaky, so I don't want anything to fall and break. And then I still have enough room on the tabletop to do some small diorama stuff, to have a garage set up or do my unboxings here. So it worked out pretty good. And you see here we got the one slammed like 2018 Chevy Dually, showing a 73 Chevy Cheyenne Dually slammed on the ground, riding on some 3D printed wheels from Diecast Mafia. And the green light, I think maybe it's a 2015 Dually, I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I think it's a 15, but it's on the M2 large diameter semi-style wheels. So just a little bit of custom. And they actually have 2 sets of holes in this on this truck. So you can pick the regular standard height with the other set, or this slammed ride height, which I thought was really cool because I was able to drop the truck down, and you can even take pictures of like having the front positioned in the higher up hole, and it looks like you have airbags in the back and you're just dropping the back of it down. So It gives you a lot of cool photo opportunities without having to do anything to the truck. No cutting, no drilling. The holes are already there. So, as I mentioned, we're going to take a look at this guy here. This is not the factory wheels that came on it, obviously. These are Revell wire spokes, and this is actually one of my backup sets that I have laying around because they broke on the backside. They have these female ends that have a tendency to break because I guess because of age they get brittle and they snap. Sometimes when you pull them off the axle, but then if that doesn't happen, then sometimes they break when I'm filing the backside of them down, because sometimes I have to file that down to fix the track width where it'll fit on some of these Impalas. As you can see, this one is kind of cut down some. These two wheels lost the raised nipple area altogether. So these are just being held on by a little super glue and a little shallow hole on the back side. And then these ones still have a little bit of the raised area left, but half of it's broken off. So these are not going to be permanent wheels for this car, but they look a lot better than what it comes with. So like the 97M Lowriders, I don't really have a problem with their wheels. They look pretty decent. They remind me of like some Auto World style wire spokes, and those are decent. So I'm just going to leave them alone for now. And then I have another one that I want to order. I don't know if you guys have seen these yet, but the Green Light Neverland collaboration, they released a set of 364 Chevy Bel Airs. And they have adjustable suspension on them, which is really cool. And they have a decent set of looking wire spokes on them too. So was really shocked to see those yesterday online. They're going for a pretty good penny too. They're $60 a piece, but if you're not familiar with Neverland, they always want that much for their vehicles. They are usually limited to, I think, 1,000 pieces or less, and they are very collectible of what I've heard, but I've never messed with any of them. But I think I'm going to this time. I'm not going to get all three, but I will at least get one of them if they're still available next month. But yeah, they are cool, so you may want to check them out. Go to Neverland's site. They have them there where you can buy the 3-pack or you can buy each one individual. There's a pink and white, a green and white, and a orange and white. The orange is and a lighter orange. They're saying it's tangerine. And then the green is kind of like I know, almost like a sublime green, but more leaning towards like a mint green. Almost like this 6.4 here from Revell. It's almost that color. So pretty cool setup. The Bel Airs, though, they're post cars. But on these, I don't know what the deal is, but the windows that they used on the side really do not have a defined post between the door window and the quarter window. But it does have the Bel Air wraparound back window, how the back window kind of wrapped around into the B pillars. Well, I guess on that it would be C pillars because they're a post car. So that is definitely noticeable. And then having only 2 taillights on each side instead of the trademark Impala 3 taillights on each side. The Bel Airs and Biscaynes only had 2 on each side. But as I said, the post did not look really defined. That's why I thought a couple of them were actually hard tops. But after they did the spin around on them, I could see the back window was a wraparound style window and it only had 4 taillights instead of 6. But they are cool pieces. So I definitely would like to get one just to have it in my collection because I love the adjustable suspension cars, as you can tell. So, yeah, I'd like to pick one of those up if possible. That's pretty much it for today, guys. I just wanted to show you the new Impala that I picked up. And one other thing I wanted to point out on this one, if you did not notice this is the first and only of the Fineworks Impalas that has a silver trimmed windshield. All the other ones are black. If you did not notice that before, since the first releases of this guy here, that was the first release. See how the windshield is all trimmed in black? Pretty crazy. And then this is the counterpart to the pink one, the latest release. It's a green one. It had black trimmed. And also the other one that has like the comic book strip murals on it. That one also has the black trim. And then the second release, which was this white one, the red one, and the black with purple flames. As you can see, all of them had the windshields like that too. Now, I'm not sure, but I think the Ratfink 64 Impala from Fineworks also has black trim. I think this is the only one that had the chrome windshield trim. So, kind of a unique car, comparing it to all the others. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. We'll be back again tomorrow for our Mopar Monday, our Memorial Day Mopar Monday. We're going to be cracking open some older green light releases of some E-bodies and maybe a couple of E-bodies. I'm not sure what I have left, but I know I still have a lot of E-bodies to crack for you guys. So we'll be back tomorrow for that. Enjoy your Sunday and have a safe and nice Memorial Day. We will talk to you again tomorrow.